control, and most recently, residential pest control. He has transitioned to being a service manager, and to quote James, I've been applying my pest knowledge to the sales side, which has been absolutely amazing. A man who loves his job. That was my part. His areas of expertise are termites, mosquitoes, wildlife, stored product pests, fumigation, clearance letters, moisture barriers, and more. He is licensed in both Tennessee and Mississippi and is constantly taking courses to keep up with the most current information in his industry. His commitment is to give our customers the most current and accurate information. He's a proud Memphian, resides in Bartlett with his wife and 3 sons, and I'm going to end this with his quote. And I love my job, but I don't do this for me. I do this work for my family and to make other families more comfortable in their homes. Let's have a round of applause.
What's cool?
Andre, where are you guys going to stand? Because this is your audience too, right?
Oh, this is our audience too?
Awesome.
Okay, fantastic. Right here. Once again, thank y'all for having me. Thank you, Ms. Lynn, for reaching out. That blew me away. And Ms. Joe, thank you for your assistance. My name is James Hayes. I've been doing this for 21 years. Yeah, I'm the self-proclaimed bug nerd. Most people don't know in our industry, we're constantly taking courses and lessons just to keep up with current times. Things change on a daily process, all the way from the federal level down to the state. And I unfortunately have to read the boring articles. So it is what it is. But this is one of my owners. This is Mr. Trey Jameson. He was the one who gladly took me on when we interviewed. I had one strict question for him. Are you ever going to sell this company? Because if you're not, I am not coming over. So
if I was selling, he's not coming over.
Yeah. I had been in the business for a while, and my last company was a local business that got sold to one of the major corporations. They happen to be part of Memphis. I don't love that brand. So I'll just say that on the front end. I'm a nerd. Termites, pests, wildlife, you name it. Our goal is to come to your home, give you an estimate, charge nothing for that, to give you a detailed breakdown of what we think is the problem and if we can fix it. We do wildlife. That's a big portion of our business. We seal up homes from top to bottom to keep animals out, and we give a warranty with it. Straight out of the gate, if somebody ever takes a wildlife service with us, 1-year warranty. No matter what happens, somebody's going to come back out and readdress anything. If there's a noise, a scurrying, anything. If the homeowner notices any random item, all they have to do is call us. We don't charge to come back out and redo anything. Secondly, pest control, termite, mosquito, mole work. Anybody has moles in the yard? Our other owner is Mr. Chuck. He'll come and collect the little varmints out of your yard and take a picture in front of your door with it. So I know that's creepy, but at least he's showing you where it came from.
We've nicknamed him the Mole Whisperer.
He's the mole whisperer.
He got away with getting them. So.
With our other services, if anybody ever has a wildlife job done by us and then takes a regular pest control, they get a lifetime warranty on that wildlife work. So if you're in your house for another 30 years, and as long as you kept up the pest control, letting us come and spray for bugs, a raccoon could tear part of it off, and we're going to come address the raccoon, no matter what. That's a big selling point for us. Second, moving on past that, termites. I know some real estate agents are here. I know y'all always request clearance letters and other things when you're selling properties. It's part of the business. I'm the one who does those. I'll crawl under the house. I go in the attics, even in the dead of heat. It is part of my job. I love every minute of it. You sweat, but you love it. And yeah, we treat your most common household pests that make your life miserable: ants, roaches, spiders, crickets, wasps, other crawling insects. We were discussing the stink bugs. For anybody who doesn't know, in the fall season, a few bugs like to overwinter in our attics. We will come and try to address it as much as we can. It is a difficult challenge. That would be wasps. That would be stink bugs. That would be ladybugs. So if anybody wonders why they get ladybugs in the dead of winter, it's because they're in the attic above you. They just moved in to stay warm. It's part of it. we'll come and take care of that. We have services for that. For spiders, your most common, we take care of on a regular basis. It's covered under a normal pest control contract. If anybody ever has a brown recluse issue, this is one that creeps people out in the area. There is a specialized service for that. It's a little more intense. It's not covered under your normal pest, but we do cover it. We can take care of it. Most homeowners stay on a monthly or quarterly plan, which is pretty standard in the business. Most companies are that way. Quarterly is the most common. Monthly is for those who have extreme situations who need a little more love and care that we have to put a little more effort and time into. So problems get handled before they ever start. That is our goal. If anybody has ever been into a house that's maybe had a roach problem, that would entail a monthly program. And yeah, we're gonna be there for a while to make sure it gets handled quickly and nobody sees anything crawling across their counter. Every recurring plan includes free service in between visits if pests show back up. So if you're a quarterly customer and halfway through, let's say you were serviced in June, you're not due for 3 months, but something else shows up, call. We send our guys back out.
You can think on those situations, you can think about like, all right, we came out 2 or 3 weeks ago and, you know, Memphis weather's all over the place. So if we get a crazy amount of rain, bugs don't really have anywhere to go. They all come out of the ground. They're looking for a place to go. You get a little bit of action inside your house. Chemical should be doing its job and kill a majority of them. But if you do see something inside, that's what James is referring to on a free reservice. If we sprayed, you know, a couple weeks ago to a month ago and you still have a few months till your next treatment, just call the office and we'll get somebody back out there to take care of it at no additional charge.
And me being a guy who was in the field for a long time before ever management or sales, I lived it, I dealt with it. I had to do it on a daily. Interior and exterior. People always ask us, okay, well, I have cooks now. They only do the outside. What do y'all do? Well, we're going to do both. We're going to do the inside and outside. But if you're not having a problem inside and you don't need the interior service, we'll just do the exterior. 99% of the problems all originate around the outside of the home. So guess where most of our work is going to be dedicated to? We're going to treat everything correctly. And also, if you ever see our guys out in the field with a long pole and a broom head on it, the Webster head, they're knocking down the spider webs. That's just part of the service.
Yeah, so that's included in our monthly and quarterly plans is knocking down dirt dauber nests, knocking down spider webs around, you know, the top corners of houses, window seals, everything like that. We're going to come around, and that's just a part of our normal monthly or quarterly to knock down all that for you.
Just part of the standard service. So we'd like to make sure our guys are doing that. So when the homeowners come home, if they weren't there and they don't see the wasp nest by the front door anymore, or the overly active, I don't know, house spiders that were over the back patio, then they know that the technician did their job. And in the world we live in today, everybody has a camera on their house. Hopefully we're doing our job the right way so they don't have to call and yell at us. The free reservice guarantee, which is self-explanatory, we just covered that. That's on our pest control side. Any questions about any of that part? Okay, well, this one's mine that I love, termite side. We are in the southeast. We have subterranean termites. They're here year round. They go a little quiet and dormant in the winter because it gets cold, but they come up from the soil. So I don't care if you have a traditional crawl space or a basement, or if you have a slab house. Slab houses shift, they settle over time, but termites are always an issue. A termite contract is probably one of the best investments you can ever make on your home. I did mine a few years ago. I'm almost at the point for an update treatment myself, and I will do it myself. Not being mean to the guys, but that's just me. Termite contracts are pretty straightforward. We offer repair or non-repair. We find a home that has had a major issue with termites, it's probably going to be a non-repair. If the house checks out fine and we have nothing else to base it off of, we're offering a repair warranty. That means we're being held responsible if anything ever happens. We'll come back and retreat if something shows up and address that issue, and then we will pay to get your house fixed for whatever damage was caused.
And everybody doesn't know what the difference in repair versus non-repair warranty is.
Raise your hand if you have a termite contract on your house. Beautiful. But there you go. And that's whoever you're with, just make sure you know what your documents that you signed when you signed at the time. That's it.
David, how does a nerd, as you said you are, how do you get interested in insects? I know a lot of nerds in my class, but they were no insect people.
So when I was with Orkin had a training facility in Atlanta, Georgia. They don't utilize it anymore. It's actually sitting vacant. It's a full house that covers all building types and structures all in one home. It has everything built into one house. Well, there was a gentleman, his name was Dr. Johnson. He's a board certified entomologist. We were in class one day, and this is when I knew I guess I'll be okay. He rolled in a cart, and in the cart was a bunch of petri dishes, and in each one of the petri dishes was an individual bed bug. So there was about 20 of us in that training class, including the guy leading it, which was Mr. Doug Lambright. Never forget that old gentleman. He had great stories. He rolled his cart in, and he said, "Okay, my volunteers have arrived." And that was us. We just didn't know it. And he put a bed bug on each one of us to let them feed for about 10 to 15 minutes.
Now, you're not looking at us as volunteers.
No, I did not show up here with a cart. So after he got done and collected his samples and went back out of the room, I was like, well, there's no mark. I'm still here. I don't feel weird. I guess I'll be okay. And then the other part was at Goodlet and Poplar Avenue, there was a wonderful old home when I was brand new and green to the business. Sweet little lady. We had her termite contract at Orkin. I was doing the inspections for their annual renewal. And I crawled around and I had things moving around me. I really didn't pay attention to it. It was one of those moments. And when I came out, I had my crawl suit on. And I looked down and I was like, oh, I was covered in about 30 to 40 brown recluse spiders. They were all hanging on me. It was great. For anybody who was driving down Goodlet at that time, got a good show because I did a fireman tuck and roll in the grass and got them off of it. I'm still here. I've never been bitten. Yeah. The most threatening thing I ever encounter is people, not the bugs. But yes, that's why I love the business, because when nothing really bad happens to you, you figure out, you know what, I can do this for a while. And here I've been for 21 years. And she's shaking her head like, no.
Leave it to you though. Yeah.
Remember, I'm just the guy who loves this stuff, but there is doctors that this is all that they do. They put themselves in their lab coats and in rooms studying this stuff on a daily. And if it wasn't for their information, I wouldn't have my information. So appreciate the people who have dedicated their life to it. So I did. Next, exclusion, trapping, and removal.
Touch on the.
Yeah, we do the termite inspections for closings and other things. As a matter of fact, I have one due today after I get done with you guys. Anybody who definitely ever needs a clearance letter, if you're selling a home, if you're in the real estate world, we do those. So if you're ever going to sell your home or buy a home, let me know. I'd be glad to come do it for you. So we just have a flat rate on our fee for that, and usually takes about an hour, hour and a half at the most. We just coordinate with the agents to get access to the home, with the home inspectors usually involved. Next, full treatments. We are a liquid-based company on our termite treatments. We are traditional. Liquid has been around forever and ever, and it is the most viable option for us. We love it. I know a lot of companies like Terminix and Cooks have switched to the baiting systems. It's not my preference. They're still, the science has improved them over time, but they're still not quite where they need to be. They don't solve anything. And I was in a conference one time with the Centricon rep, and we simply asked the question, well, if your baiting system is so good, and let's say you have it out there at a house, and 5 years down the road, a termite attaches itself to the home and starts becoming an issue with the colony, how do you address that? Well, you treat it. That's all he said. And then he shut up. So what you're saying is we have to treat it with liquid? And he just kind of nodded. Like, so you vouch for your product, but if it becomes a little bit of an issue, you now have to treat it with traditional chemical. Okay, all right. Well, I know the product works, but it's not 100%. So we're a liquid-based company. Now, we do offer the bait in certain situations because of some homes and designs. We have to. It's just part of it's a tool in the bag. We use them, but that's not our main focus. All right. Annual renewals and warranty, which we briefly covered at the beginning there. Yes, we have an annual renewal, which gives you your warranty. So if we have a repair warranty, we're going to come every year by state law to check the house to verify everything is still good and kosher. So if you ever have your company come out and they come out and do that annual inspection, that's what it's there for. That is to renew your warranty that they have given you. Next slide. This is our biggie, wildlife removal. We do everything from the top of the roof all the way down to the bottom of the foundation of the house. Anything that's a half inch or wider, we seal up. So roof rats are predominant in the Shelby County area. We all know this. Squirrels like to let themselves in. Raccoons occasionally let themselves in. Birds are part of the list as well. If anything gets in your house, we will offer you a plan to seal up the whole thing and trap and remove whatever's there. And we like to do it a little more kindly to the animal population. People always say, well, you're going to set up cages and other things. Kind of, if we know where the main access is, if the squirrel has chewed a hole on a corner and that's the only one outside the rest of the house needing some minor stuff, we're going to put a funnel cage over it. I know this is long-winded. We're going to let him have the opportunity to step out that. It's a one-way door, but he cannot go back through it. So we've given that a few days, then we'll take that down and we seal up the rest of the house to make sure he has no further access. We didn't actually have to cage him, distress him, and haul him off somewhere else. Like I said at the beginning, we offer a 1-year warranty straight out the gate. So if anything happens, we come back, address anything further. Even if a customer thinks they heard something, we'll come check it. If it's 6 months, 8 months down the road. Yes,
So
ma'am.
many of us have mold problems, and I'm just curious, how many molds has your specialist taken out of our home?
I'll give an example. We have, he's a friend of ours in the company. He sends a lot of business because he does property management. His name is Matt, and his yard alone, we've removed 7, and he is coming up on the end of his 1-year warranty. We have a flat rate for 1 year. Chuck will go out, set it up, catch the first one, and that's when we bill you. And then let's just say 6, 8, 9, 12 weeks later, another one shows up. Call Chuck. Hey, you got another one to go back and get. Another 8 weeks. Hey, Chuck, you got to go back again. You get the idea. We're sending Chuck over and over again. You can't, we also use a granule system to try to prevent them and keep them off the yard, which is actually working pretty well. It's working fantastic. But for those that do sneak back onto the property and create some damage, we go and remove them the old fashioned way.
And that is.
One at a time.
One at a time.
So just think about it as moles they've got poplar that they run up and down all the time. That's their main pathway. Then they got little offshoot roads that they go to get food, get nutrient. So Chuck is, like we called him the mole whisperer. He's good at going and finding their poplar avenue. He sets the trap there. It goes in, closes them up, and we go back out a couple days later and remove the body.
The prime example of this is Chuck went to one a couple years ago. He showed up for the estimate for the moles, and he saw the dirt move by his foot. He ran his hand into the ground and grabbed it and pulled it out in front of the customer. While he was just there to give them the price, he hadn't even sold it yet. He just pulled it out, and that was it.
Now, do you charge by the mole?
No.
It does depend. So if you want a one-time, we do offer a one-time fee, which is good for one mole, or we offer an annual plan. So depending on the size of the yard, I always advise people, take the annual plan. It's going to end up saving you money in the long run because moles like the nice looking yards, the ones that have the nutrients.
The ones that we've spent money and time and effort into.
They like those. And so moles are territorial. So typically one that's causing all the tunneling in your yard, it's typically one mole. And once you catch that, like James is saying, 8 weeks later, you'll see some fresh mole trails coming through, and it's another one's moved in to
Take its place. Yeah, go ahead.
Get rid of armadillos because our neighbor keeps getting them in his swimming pool.
Whoa.
We'll get rid of them.
Okay, now that's one I haven't heard before, so.
James can set some traps for that one, or we can deter them.
Don't want to put my swim trunks on.
No.
But yes, we will do some armadillo work. It's not ideal because you have to kind of guide them. It's easy to guide them if you know the right path, but that's the one that's kind of on the fence for us because sometimes they can be a little leery. Armadillos, when they burrow and dig and create their little habitats, it won't be just your yard. It'll be several yards in the area. They don't just pick one place. They go to multiple places. So it might be one of those that people don't see a result immediately.
8 minutes.
Thank you. You might not see them immediate results by trying to capture an armadillo because it could be halfway down the block at the neighbor's house. So they don't just pick one yard. They'll cover a larger territory because all they do is wander and feed. That's their goal. There's not much else to them.
How did Paws get its name there, Trey?
Long story short, my last name is Jameson, so my family's got a long history in the pest control business in the city. And so Chuck actually had, his business was called Wildlife Solvers, before I partnered with him. So they used to just do wildlife removal and exclusion work. They had another company that did pest control work. And so they actually sealed up my house. This was years and years ago. And, I liked the way that Chuck and his brother operated, just, charging a fair price, telling the truth, showing up when they say they're going to do it, all the things that you would want out of a good small business, they were doing. And so I talked to him about partnering and bringing everything under one roof. And so we created, we rebranded his company that had been in, his two companies that have been in business for a while. And so we rebranded to Pest and Wildlife Solvers and brought it all under one roof.
I like it.
But yeah, to touch a little bit more on what James was talking about here, I know at the beginning he was touching about the top to bottom aspect of it. So on our wildlife removal, our guys will go out and they will actually seal up every half-inch hole or bigger. So think of the size of your pinky nail. That's all it really takes for a mouse or a roof rat to get into your house. So our guys are going to be on the roof and all the way underneath the house. If you got a crawl space or conventional foundation, they're going to be top to bottom, sealing up every half-inch hole or bigger. We're going to set traps in the attic, or if it's a squirrel type situation, we're going to seal up the entire thing. We're going to leave the exit door, the one-way trap right there, so that the squirrel and any of its babies are able to leave the house, and that way they can't get back in. And like James said, we do offer a 1-year warranty on that, which is pretty standard in our industry. Most companies and our competition offer a 1-year warranty on it, and then they charge you every year $300, $400, $500 a year for
an ongoing coverage
plan to keep up that warranty. What we do is we say, all right, you get a 1-year warranty with it, but if you pick up a pest control, a termite contract, a mosquito contract, a mole plan with us, that 1-year warranty turns into a lifetime warranty. And we're that confident in our work because we use a steel product on all of our stuff versus aluminum.
You got a few extra minutes.
Okay.
That was our 20-minute timer, but now you've got we're going to give you an extra 3 or 4 minutes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Savannah.
And
Thank
that's
you.
Fred, at no cost.
No cost?
No cost.
Okay. Yeah. So on that, after the 1 year, if you obviously have a different plant, mosquito, a termite, or a pest control agreement with our company, you get that lifetime warranty. So like James said, if there's a squirrel in there, they get out of the house, 15 years down the road, you're still in that house. A raccoon gets in, we're going to come back out if you've still got a pest control agreement or termite agreement with us, and we're going to take care of, we're going to trap, fix anything any hole that they created, and keep them from getting back in. And that plan is transferable. It's like a termite contract. So if you sell your house and you move on to somewhere else, and the new people moving in, if they keep our termite or pest control agreement with that property, that wildlife warranty will stay with it as well. Big selling point.
Yeah. Okay, so other thing is, and I had to do one of these earlier, we do bed bug treatments. Not fun. Pretty self-explanatory. It's not something anybody wants in their house. So we do offer bed bug work. We do a lot of mosquito treatments. We treat the yards to reduce the population, and also like pest control. It's done every 30 days. If there's a problem in between the 30-day mark, we will come back out and redo it. So for instance, we've had some rain recently. The guys have had a few services right after the rain. They call, we just go back out. We need a dry, better day to treat on, and we'll take care of it. Flea and tick, we'll do the inside of houses, underneath homes. Unfortunately, that's me. Not fun. But we will treat the yards as well if somebody believes that their yard is a problem. Flea and ticks are covered for the yard as like a one-time service treatment. German cockroach clean out. We deal with a lot of property management companies. They deal with people who have heavy infestations, things you don't want to see or deal with. We go in, we address it. We usually have it knocked out and resolved within a 30 to 45-day window. So, yeah. And then moisture barriers for anybody on a traditional foundation with a crawl space. If moisture is a problem and you don't want the moisture seeping out of the soil and into your floor joist, we will do the poly and the moisture barriers. So And we are just starting, correct me if I'm wrong, we're doing the encapsulation. Yep. So encapsulation is also on the list for anybody who's never been into a crawl space and seen white plastic everywhere taped up most of the way. So you could go in with a 3-piece suit like you just came from the Bell's Ball. You could go underneath there and not get dirty. It's kind of nice to see. So, but yes, we are offering that service now as well.
Wow.
Questions or thoughts? Yes, sir.
I see many people offering mosquito treatment. What's your comment about that?
Mosquito treatment is, and this is my main one, as we're winding up a time here. It's a reduction service. It's great. It really does help reduce. But if your yard is the one that we're doing, and then your neighbor here, and your neighbor here, and your neighbor here, and your neighbor here doesn't have any service, and all you have is that fence between you and them, well, we've controlled what population is probably on your yard really, really well. You just can't stop what's flying across. So that would be my only statement as a detractor. It really does help reduce the population off of your property. It is great for that. And you will notice a difference almost immediately, but we can't control them from flying across the fence line. If they don't touch any of the vegetation areas that have been treated and addressed, they're not going to die from it. And fun fact on that one, just remember for everybody here, the male mosquitoes do not bite us. They're pollinators. They feed on plants. The females are the only ones who need a blood meal. So thank you, ladies.
Oh, boy, you got more women than men here, Jay.
I know, but I want to throw that one out there. Just want to make it clear. Go ahead.
Residential and I touched on like property management, there's a commercial.
We do.
Okay.
We work with a lot of property management companies.
Chuck's brother Chris spent many years with a commercial pest control company, as I did as well. My company was based out of Chicago. His was based out of Florida, and we have expertise in the biggest of the big, like food grade industry, keeping pests out of the food chain. So.
Yeah, so we do, we work with a lot of property management companies that, have thousands of houses in the city.
Yeah.
We also work with, like you saying, commercial companies. So warehouses, distributors, companies that have a lot of space and employees will take care of that. And then of course all the residential.
So and just as an example, this building that we're in, if they wanted to use us for pest control, we could do that.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, so it is your turn to get a referral for your business and to help someone else. So if you see this on your desk in front of you, it's called Talk Shop Tag. It's a fun game, and what we want you to do right now is complete this sentence. My ideal customer is blank who needs help with blank because they have a problem and you're going to be able to fix it. So a great referral from me this week would be, and then describe that client. So what you're basically doing in the mortgage business for me, one week I may be saying my ideal customer is a first-time home buyer. But the following week, I may be saying my ideal customer is a real estate investor. And you also have different types of clients that you deal with in your business. I know for you, Leanne, it's maybe somebody moving. It may be somebody just needs to be organized so that one day they can easily move. Yeah. And so we have different types of clients, but pick one. And today, before you leave, I'm going to challenge you to use this sentence with 2 or 3 people in the room and then let them tell you who their ideal client is. Y'all are so connected because you're in a networking group. Did you know that statistically they say that you have a sphere of influence of 250 people each? Now, out of that, when somebody tells you, hey, Ellis, my ideal client is so-and-so, you're going to know somebody, and it may be an end user of that product that person's trying to sell. It may be a referring partner that could send them. So Talk Shop Tag, we're going to encourage you every week. You can play it anytime, anywhere, but especially here. So next week, we'll be back up here in this 8th floor. And then eventually, we've got a surprise for you. We've got a company that's actually building us out.
Oh, wow.
A wonderful place. And it's going to be very easy to get to. So we'll see you guys back here. Anything that I missed? Any announcements? Okay, we'll see you back here next week. Oh, sign in if you haven't signed in here at the laptop or using it. I'm sorry, that's charity, but not all.
Yes,
It's okay.
The next meeting.
Being that approach on this list.
I've been trying to figure out how to take all the past people. I gotta live back to like 2000. But I won't give it.